Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome. My name is Dakota and this is my knitting podcast. If you've never watched one of these before, basically just sit on my floor and talk about finished objects, things I've been working on, yarn, anything that has to do with knitting. So yeah, I think it's been a few weeks as usual because I'm not like super fast at knitting, but I do have some new things to show. Some things I'm excited about, some things I'm not that excited about, but we'll talk about it. It's been getting quite warm here in northern New Jersey, so I definitely, although I still love knitting sweaters and things, I prefer it over summer garments. I've definitely found I don't want to hold like super warm wool, you know? So yeah, I finally have branched out and I'm trying some cotton and linen, which I've never done before, so it's really exciting. Yeah, I'm wearing a finished object that was from last year. So last year I didn't venture too much into summer knits. This is really the only thing that I finished, and it's just a tank top. It is the Vegas top, and I have no idea who it's by, but I know it's called the Vegas top. The pattern was on my old computer, so I really cannot remember, but if you search Vegas top knit pattern or something, I'm sure it will come up. And I remember really enjoying knitting this. It's nice because it does not show bra straps. The only thing I think is it's super tight into your arm and your armpit, so if I were to remake it, I would just change that. I don't love this. I really don't wear it often. I was like, this is a perfect opportunity because I'm gonna film a podcast, but I really don't wear this, like, ever. I knit it with a DK wool, and I can't even remember who it was because it was like a random purchase. I just like the yarn, and yeah, I think it's definitely hand-dyed yarn. But yeah, that's all I remember. And I remember trying to wear this out after I had made it, and I started to sweat, and then I started to smell like a sheep. And no offense, I mean, the smell of wool is to each their own. I personally don't love it, but yeah, I just started to smell like a sheep, and ever since then I haven't worn it. So yeah, it's come out of hiding. Today is the first day I've worn it in a year probably. So yeah, I wish I had more information, I'm sorry, but the pattern was very nice, I think, if you're looking for like a high neck tank top that won't show bra straps or anything. I think it's very nice. So I have one finished object, and then the rest are all works in progress. I feel like I have been knitting a lot and have nothing to show for it lately, and you know, I do have a lot of works in progress, so that's probably why, but it just is feeling like it's taking forever to finish things, and you know what, that's okay. I'll at least have 2 t-shirts done this summer, and that makes me happy. So we'll talk about the first thing, which I feel very mixed emotions about. This is my Ola cardigan by Vert and Rose. Yeah, my camera is not that great, so just bear with me. This is her. My favorite part about the pattern is the side of the sleeves and the cabling. It's really nice and pretty. I feel like it adds like an elegancy to the pattern that like most cardigans, just like basic cardigans, don't have, because even though this pattern has a lot of difficult elements to it, it is quite simple besides like this cabling on the side. So yeah, I have a few thoughts. I've talked about this quite a bit in other podcast videos, but I really struggled casting this on because there's just a lot of steps in the beginning, and you're kind of doing a bunch of things at once. It's knit on a larger needle, which I don't like. The gauge is a little bit loose. Yeah, it was really challenging for me in the beginning. And then once I got used to it, it did get easier. The pattern just, it doesn't hold your hand a lot. You have to be familiar with these techniques, and I was not. Like with the saddle shoulder, I had never done that before. I had no idea what I was doing, so it was quite difficult for me. But I am really happy that I finished it. I thought that this was going to turn into something that I just shoved away and I didn't look at it again for like a year, but I'm happy I finished it. I've worn it once, and the only downside is that I don't know why this has happened, but like there's these huge gaps in between the buttons, and it doesn't look cute. It's not a cute look when, you know, like my bra is just showing through, so I'd have to wear this with like a t-shirt underneath or something, and I don't know, I've thought about like just pinning it or something. Maybe I can figure out how to do that. But yeah, I don't know, I'm not super happy with it. It doesn't look like a clean construction, and that's probably because I was struggling so much in the beginning. But regardless, I'm happy I finished it. I knitted, I think it was a size small, and I used West Yorkshire spinners in this purple color, and then Rowan KidSilk haze in a purple color. Honestly, I'm not like super happy with the color. I don't know, my like color preferences change throughout the year, so it's quite possible that next spring I will love this so much and want to wear it more. But like right now, I'm not attracted to it. I'm not like, yeah, I want to wear this color, even though it is quite flattering on my skin. Yeah, I wore this out on a cold evening, and I was quite warm, so that's another huge advantage of this. I just wish that I liked it a little bit more and would want to wear it. But you live and learn when it comes to knitting. You learn your preferences, you learn what looks nice on you, what kind of patterns you like to knit, what kind of yarn you like to use. I think the biggest lesson with this is that I do not like knitting with large needles. I don't like knitting super loose gauge with large needles. I much prefer my smaller needles and a tighter gauge. So yeah, that's that. Honestly, I like the pattern is very cute. I would recommend it if you want kind of a challenge, or you feel comfortable with multiple steps at once. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this. I feel like I've talked about it a lot in other podcasts, so if you're interested in that, you can go back and look. But now for the more exciting things, in my opinion. I'll show you my Moby sweater. I'm probably going to put it on hold for a little bit because it's just so warm, and I want to knit on my t-shirts. But once I finish my t-shirts, I'll probably come back to this. I finished the body, so that's really exciting. I'll show you the back, because the back looks nicer than the front, unfortunately. So yeah, I finished the body. I bound off in, I think it was Italian bind off, I don't know, tubular bind off. I accidentally knit the back longer than the front, which the pattern does not call for, but honestly I kind of like the way it looks, so it's fine. This is one, and I mentioned this in my last podcast, like this wasn't worth going back and ripping back to fix my mistakes, because one, like the wool and the mohair together, to try to pull those apart would drive me absolutely crazy. I already had gone like way too far, and although I really enjoy knitting this pattern, I just would have gotten so angry, and I probably would not have picked it back up. So that's probably just like a toxic trait I need to work on. But thank you for the nice comments. Some people commented like that you agree that with what I said, like if you're not if ripping back is going to deter you from working on this even further, then there's no point. And also, like, hand knitted things, if it's really not a huge mistake that's going to throw everything off, like, it's part of your experience making it, and it's what makes it yours and handmade. So I just thought that was cool that people also viewed it that way, because I can also, like, justify it the other way. Like, if you're spending all this money on yarn and a pattern, like, you'd want to utilize it to the best of your ability, but I don't know, I digress. So yeah, this is my Moby sweater. The mistakes in the front, they're quite obvious, I think. I don't know, what do you think? Like, what I noticed right away is just, like, in here, and then just, like, a row in the middle of the sweater. But overall, I'm really happy with it. I love the color. It's so soft and it's very warm. All I have now are the sleeves. I even did the neckband and I put some elastic in it, and before the elastic it was not looking good. I was like, I'm gonna have to redo this, but once I put the elastic in, I think the neckband looks a lot better. So I just really wish that, like, this row under here, or these few rows, were neater, but you know what, that's okay. Hopefully blocking will just make it look more put together, and I'm sure the sleeves will distract from the front and center, I hope. So yeah, probably won't see that for a while. I don't want to keep showing it because there's really not much to say about it. But yeah, it's gonna be really exciting when that's done. Hopefully I'll have it done by the fall time. That is the goal, so that I can wear it, even though banana yellow is not a fall time color. It'll at least be ready by next spring, which is really exciting. Okay, so I have 2 more works in progress. Another one I'm also working on is the half and half triangles wrap for my knitting club, and there's really not much to show for that. I just knit on that when I have nothing else to do, I guess, but and it's very portable, so that's nice. So I'll bring that with me places sometimes. So next I have my, I think it's pronounced Kaarina tea or Kaarina tea in the US. That's how I would pronounce it, but I don't know the actual pronunciation of it. It's a t-shirt pattern by Sari Nordland, and I finally casted it on, and this is where we're at right now, and I love it so much. This color is just so beautiful. Like, summer, fall, winter, spring, whatever, I think this color is timeless and I'm in love with it. Yeah, I just like looking at this in the camera makes me so happy. I do think, like, because it's not blocked, it's kind of, there's a lot going on in the pattern, so it's kind of hard to see, like, the detail and the texture, but maybe you could see up close better. Yeah. It's so, like, insane looking. So first you work on the back first, and it's funny how, like, I can see the evolution of my texture as I, like, go, because in the beginning, like, my left-leaning cross things were not looking good. Like, they look pretty messy, but it'll be behind my hair, so whatever. But then by the end, like, or where I'm at now, especially in the front, it looks so much better and cleaner. I was trying to do the 2/1 left cross without a cable needle, and I had watched a tutorial, and I don't know if I did it the way that the tutorial said, but it's still turning out so messy, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna use a cable needle and prevent that by just using a cable needle. So yeah, the front is looking so much better, and I can't wait to block it so you can, like, actually see what's going on. But I didn't use the same yarn as in the pattern, so she calls to use I think it's Knitting for Olive Pure Silk, but I'm using Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino. It's a cotton and merino blend, so it's still warm, it still has that wool component to it, but there's cotton in it. So yeah, I've never used this type of yarn before, and I actually really like it. So here's the little balls. This is the color or the shade dark ochre, and yeah, I can't get over this color. It's so pretty. Yeah, but I think this and the pure silk might be the same gauge. I'm pretty sure. I'm acting like it's the same gauge and I'm knitting like it's the same gauge because I don't know, I just go for it. I don't do gauge swatches because half the time the things that I'm knitting are oversized. If I was knitting something closer to like my body, I would probably do a gauge swatch, but no, I didn't. This, like, on the needles, it looks quite tight, like it's gonna be quite tight, but when I stretch it, it gets huge. So yeah, when I block it, I'll just be sure to stretch it a bit to how I want it to hopefully fit. So yeah, I'm using the cotton merino instead of the pure silk, and I don't know why, I just, like, the silk just really intimidates me. I feel like it is not very forgiving of mistakes. I feel like I can see a lot of inconsistencies in the yarn when I look at projects that are silk, and maybe I'm just not confident enough in my skill level to venture out and use a pure silk yet. But regardless, I really like the cotton merino. I've used the heavy merino and like the just regular merino, I think it is, and I loved it, but this is like special, I think. I'm using 2 strands held together, and this yarn does not, it's so like user friendly. It doesn't split at all. It holds together nicely. It's just wonderful. And like with this, you're doing so many, every row you're doing, maybe not the wrong side rows, but every row pretty much you're doing something complicated. So it's really important, I think, to not have a yarn that is splitty, because that could get really frustrating and annoying. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this yarn, whether it's for this or a different project, but I think this definitely has like a warmth factor to it. We'll see how it holds up wearing it in the summer, like in the warmer weather, but I think overall this will be a very nice transitional piece on a cooler night. I just think it's gonna go far. I ended up doing, for the neckline, I did 1x1 rib instead of 2x2, and I cast it off in tubular, and I got some weird inconsistencies over here, but hopefully nothing blocking can't fix, and if I have to, I can just go back and redo it. But yeah, this is it, and I'm really excited to get done with the body and do the sleeves and then block it. So you can, if you want to see progress on it, you can follow me on Instagram. I'll link it down below. So yeah, I think that's that for that project, and then I have one more, which is really exciting. Actually, let me see, I have the yarn over here. So first of all, one random day I decided to go to my local yarn store and just look around. I knew I wanted to buy yarn to make another t-shirt. I'm not like a huge tank top person, but I wanted to try to make a t-shirt. So I went and I was just looking around, and I was like, why don't I try to look for a yarn, like a cotton linen yarn that I would like. And I stumbled upon this. My local yarn store carries a lot of this brand of yarn. It's called Juniper Moon Farm, and yeah, they sell like a ton of different types of yarn from them. So I stumbled upon this, and I immediately fell in love with it. And I don't know why, because I don't like black. I never wear black. I don't know why, there was just something about it that I loved when I saw it, and even like the other colors, the black one was like the one that I really liked. They also had a tan one, but I'm thinking about going back and getting it, but we'll see. So yeah, this is the Juniper Moon Farm Summer Solstice. It's a luxurious linen and cotton tweed. So it's 48% linen, 24% cotton, 24% viscose, and 4% polyester. And it is 295 yards for 100 grams, and it says 2 on it, fine, which says fine, not gonna focus, but I think that's sport weight, I'm pretty sure. I've never worked with a sport weight yarn. I've never worked with a cotton linen yarn, so this is all very new to me, and it's very exciting. I bought 2 of them, so altogether that's about 600 yards. So yeah, the yarn itself is beautiful. It has these, well, it's black, and almost like in certain light it can kind of look like very deep navy, but it's black. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the color is called Midnight Sun. So it's this beautiful black color, and it has these tweed bits in it that are tan and blue. I think it's just tan and blue and gray. I love it. The texture of it is, it's rough, but it's also soft. I can't explain it. Mostly, like when I touch plant fibers, I don't like it, typically. But something about this, like it feels very like kind of waxy, and maybe that's what's, and squishy, so maybe that's what gives it like the soft factor. I don't know, but I'm not complaining. I really like it, and actually it's worked up very beautifully. I'm very happy with how it's working up. So I have here, it's black, so it's not going to be that easy to see, but I'm working on a Cumulus tee by Petite. So when I hold it up like this, it's quite see-through. When it's up against like something, it's not that see-through. So I have faith that it will be fine, and even if it is a little bit see-through, like if it's right up against my skin, I feel like you'll be able to see my skin, but it's coming up worse on camera. Either way, it's a summer blouse, so to have like room, to have breathability to it, I really don't mind, and I'll just wear this with like a darker color bra, or I could wear a tank top under it. It doesn't matter, or a bathing suit even. I think it'll be fine. The pattern called for using 3mm needles, but I didn't have them, so I just used 3.25, and I think it's turning out quite nice. Let's see, you probably won't be able to tell up close, but I don't know, the stitch definition is so pretty, and a thing about this yarn is like there's a lot of inconsistencies in the yarn, like in the strand. So like there are pieces that are much thicker and like sections that are much thinner. So, but like all together it really doesn't look that inconsistent, and it could be just because it's a black yarn. You can't really see a lot of like inconsistencies in it, opposed to like if you were using a very light colored yarn, I think. But regardless, I'm really loving how this is working up, and I did not think that I would like using a plant fiber, but now like that I've used it, I kind of want to go get more, and I want to try making new things, and honestly I'm loving this pattern so much. I think like I just needed something that wasn't complicated, like just a simple raglan stockinette. I don't have to worry about a chart or anything, because all I've been knitting for the last like 2 months has been cable charts and very complicated things. So, you know, I do have to, like in the beginning you're knitting flat, so that's, I really don't enjoy the purl side, but it's not that bad, and hopefully soon I'll join in the round and it will probably fly by. Honestly, I'm enjoying knitting on this more. I don't know if it's just like the excitement of the black yarn, or like the new yarn, or if like I don't have to think when I'm doing this, but I really have been enjoying this. So yeah, it doesn't look like much right now, but I'm really excited for this. It really looks like very see-through on camera. It's not like that. in person. So yeah, that's that. This is my Cumulus tee. I never thought I would knit the Cumulus tee. I had no desire to, but once I picked up this yarn, I was like, what on earth can I knit with it? So yeah, I'm hoping this will be quite a loose gauge for me. I want it to be quite flowy. Since I only have 600 yards, I'll probably shorten the sleeves quite a bit. Maybe like once I run out of this ball, which I still have quite a bit left, I'll just move on to the sleeves and do those quick so that I can figure out how much of the body I have left, and if I'm gonna make it cropped, I don't know, but so far so good, and I can't wait for this to be done also. So yeah, that is all I'm working on right now. I really don't have anything else. I cast it on a sock, but I only show you, I literally just cast it on. I haven't gotten anywhere with this because there's a pattern that I'm interested in, and I don't remember what it's called, but it doesn't matter because I'm not even working on it yet. But I think I want to use that for these socks, but it is like, it's not just a stockinette sock. So yeah, I just need to give myself a little break from all the cables and patterns, although now, like, and I can tell, like, while I'm working on the Sari Nordland pattern, like, I'm so much more confident in my cables and my textured ability, opposed to like when I was doing the Ola cardigan and even my Moby sweater. So I feel a lot better, and practice, you gotta practice if you want to get good at these techniques, and I'm glad that I did challenge myself to do all of these textures, even though it's taken, you know, it's not like I have as many finished objects because they take a while. So yeah, but that's okay. That's all I have for you today. I will see you in the next one. Hopefully we'll have some finished objects by then. I'll see you guys later. Bye.